Good evening, I'm Shameka Neely. Despite objections from some Clay County resident, officials in Brazil say they don't have legal standing to prevent a North Vernon-based company from locating an asphalt plant there. WTIU's Dan Jastrzebski reports.
The proposed site of the plant has long been zoned for industrial use. A brick factory and a metal foundry previously occupied the space, which today sits empty except for a series of decaying buildings. The property backs up to Eric Sturley's property, and he says he's worried about the pollution an asphalt plant would cause, not just to him, but to his neighbors.
You've got small children, elderly people in the area, and that's the ones that the toxins go after first.
Sturley points out Northview High School is only about half a mile down the road and says the company asking to build the plant, Dave O'Mara Contractors, has been cited by the Indiana Department of Environmental Management for air, water, and wastewater pollution violations in the past. So Sturley wants the land rezoned. Still, he insists he's not opposed to the company building in more rural areas of the county.
I don't have any problem. If we need asphalt, fine, but put it away from people.
Brazil Planning Director Stacy Gibbons points out Clay County does not zone land itself, but the city is given jurisdiction over all property within 2 miles of its borders. However, she adds that the only power the city has over that outlying area is zoning power. And since the land is already zoned for industrial use, she thinks it's unlikely the city has the power to stop O'Mara Contractors from building the plant. Repeated calls to O'Mara officials seeking comment for this story went unreturned Thursday and Friday. The plant is currently on hold as O'Mara officials seek a correction to an earlier permit application, which would have located the plant not behind Eric Sturley's property, but adjacent to it, on top of a neighbor's pole barn. For WFIU News, I'm Stan Jastrzebski.
Some Indiana University Bloomington students say increased dorm fees next year might force them to consider moving off campus. Dan Goldblatt has the story.
The IU trustees voted to approve increases ranging from 5 to 8% depending on the residence hall. The demand for on-campus housing has increased in the last few years, and more than 700 students were left without housing last fall. The Collins Living Learning Center is one dorm that will see an 8% hike. According to Collins resident Cassie Garrity, that might encourage more students to move off campus.
I mean, overall, I prefer living in the dormitories just because of the convenience and the sense of community. But I mean, 8%, is it 8%? Yeah, 8% increase in residential costs, that's a lot.
The cheapest dorms for the 2012-2013 school year will be Collins and Wright at just more than $5,000 for the academic year. The most expensive will be a single room in Union Street Center at just more than $9,500. For WTIU News, I'm Dan Goldblatt.
Look at your weather tonight. Mostly clear, lows in the lower 30s.